Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Capricorn for the month of March, or from whenever you view this video. Now, it is a general reading. That being said, it may or may not resonate with you. If it doesn't, check your other placements. Your messages could be there, but if not, simply check back in the following week when I put out new messages for your sign. So let's begin here. Sitting central, we have the braid. So the braid could be the opinions. There could be in your community, or in your partnership in your home, whatever this is, it's somebody close to you who's tied to you with the braid. There could be a difference of opinions, or a belief system, or somebody's belief has changed. Okay, you may not be of the same mind. There could be disagreements. Somebody could be weaving a plan, or you suspect they are. You're fishing, excuse me, you're fishing for information about somebody whom you feel may have changed a belief, or changed their mind about the community, about being a part of, because the braid is closely knit, you see. We have this card of diplomacy here, coming with this Knight of Swords, okay? And this deck is like a tarot and oracle mixed together. So let me see. All right, so you are curious. You're fishing for this information. Clearly, you can see that. You could be feeling on edge. You see how close he is to the edge? So you could be feeling on edge. But there are reasons that put you there. And it could be maybe you guys, it's like you don't seem to agree anymore with that braid being there. Somebody could have withdrawn, and so you're having to imagine, because you're being kept in the dark here with the dark card. So you want to understand, you want to see the truth, but you can't right now because somebody's withdrawn, you see. And so what happens is that leaves the imagination to run wild, and that's what's happening here most likely. And so you're looking at, well, you're looking at their behavior perhaps, or and you're fishing for information, and so you would do that with this knight verbally. And so having to be really careful and clever about getting this information. Wanting to get to the truth about an agreement. I have two cards here. Really, this is a card of an agreement. I don't know if you can read the bottom. You can't. But anyway, so is this. It's a card of an association agreement. You see they're shaking hands. So somebody may have changed their mind, you feel, okay, about an agreement. Now remember, the danger is the fantasy card here, all right? So there could be, because somebody's of their behavior, maybe they've withdrawn, they're not giving you much information, but I mean, it could be completely something else, but the imagination might be running away with it, and yeah, you see there could be a lot of arguing, but it could be completely something else. But you might be thinking that there's betrayal involved, possibly. I mean, with the fantasy card, man, many things could run across the mind. Um, so here we have the community. We already know by the braid that this is somebody close to you within your community, okay, or within your home, or tied to you very closely emotionally. And we have the wildflowers, which can be the wildflowers. Uh, in this reading, I would. It could be something that's returning. It could be an awakening with regards to someone in your community. That something huge has changed, possibly, and caused this obstacle to fall in the path of this relationship moving up or moving to a better place. There's something here. Or even just moving forward. But it's this card that gives me pause to think that somebody may be imagining something that's not really there, that there's another reason for what's going on. And your overall energy is thought, you see. Now, where the thoughts go and how the thoughts, affect our lives. Cauldron with the Ace of Rods. Now the cauldron could be your intuition in this case, I feel, with this Ace of Rods, because this Ace of Rods is, you can clearly see something is risky here or feels risky. It means she could fall, right? Typically, this card would be speaking to a door that has reopened on the past or on something that feels risky. Okay, the intuition is, but is it the intuition or is it something else that's speaking, because she's in the reverse, indicating that with the elixir. So yeah, she's in reverse, indicating being overwhelmed by emotions or being clearly unhappy. Something is feeling very risky, but she doesn't seem to be clear about what exactly. It's like because of the fantasy, she doesn't exactly know what's wrong. She's been left in the dark, you see, and so it has left the imagination to run wild and assume. So we have the card of elixir here, and this can be speaking to, in this, because it's coming with the Queen of Cups reverse, I'm going to say the emotional health. Okay, it's like a lot of negative thinking also that is affecting the emotions. Because of something that you don't understand that's going on in this relationship. And so there's a need to make positive changes here, because the intuition and the emotions could be draining you, and it's like you feel like you can no longer run from what's going on, or ignore it, or just let these things slide. You need to know. You want to get to the truth here. The Emperor is in a reverse. You kind of feel powerless to be able to restore the order here. Again, the Fool here is in the reverse. So it's with this idea you have about this, getting this, it's like a new window, or opening up the window to a healing or being able to heal this, something doesn't feel right to you about this. And so you feel that it's risky, or you're not willing to take that risk. And at this time, you want to get the truth. You're not trusting this person. But this is because there's clearly a problem here, and it's called communication. And so somebody is not communicating. And you're afraid, or whoever, because these energies can go vice versa. Someone here is afraid to bring up the subject. Possibly they might make matters worse, is what they're thinking. But they need to know the truth. And the mind, meanwhile, because they don't have this truth right now, is running wild and making them, it's almost like something that just got blown out of proportion. And so this person is now thinking, well, okay, this may not be, it may not give me what I wanted, or is not giving me what I wanted. And so thinking of, well, okay, do I try to repair it, or do I take a new path? All this because somebody's not talking. Now, let's see. The card of thought. Here. It asks that you look to the past for the answers, and doing so will bring clarity and or more confidence to you, okay? It could be that something important may have been forgotten, and it's like your thinking or thoughts kind of got flawed as a result. You're being cautioned not to rush into a decision right now, okay? Because what you think is true, because of the mind running wild, what you think to be true might not be. Think carefully and discuss the situation. There's a piece of the puzzle that's missing, and you need to reflect upon your memories to determine if you are remembering everything and if you are remembering it correctly. Be a little more analytical than usual. Reflect, process, and remember, so you can be confident that you are not making a choice or a decision based on a flawed memory where details have been forgotten or altered even by the imagination or by the mind. Now is not the time to think that you might be correct. Be certain instead, and you are not certain. So don't rush to any decisions. You and this other person, you need to come together and have a talk. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings.